The Halloween Cup has once again materialized in Pokemon Go, and over the years, we've gone over a lot of great picks in our yearly prep guides for this cup, but this year, we're mostly going to focus on building teams for this spooky cup. So if you want to try out some ideas for Halloween Cup teams, let's get into the guide. Welcome back everyone. So Halloween is just a couple weeks away, but Pokemon Go is celebrating the season early with the latest Halloween event as well as the Halloween Cup in the Go Battle League. And while most of the players in this cup haven't changed much over the past few years, there are a few new contenders that I'll briefly mention. Since its debut at GoFest this past summer, Carbink remains a really bulky Pokemon with oppressive fast move pressure. Then you've got Greninja, who's incredibly spammy and has a lot of coverage in the cup. Finally, there's Swalot, who recently got Mudshot, allowing it to act as a bulky poison type with unique charged moves. And like I said, there's plenty more Pokemon that we've gone over previously, so if you want to see us break down individual Pokemon, check out our previous guides in the description below. So moving on to teams for the Halloween Cup, up first we have Shadow Scizor, Mandibuzz, and Toxapex. Shadow Scizor is great because it has a lot of oppressive moves, especially its Steel-type attacks, allowing it to threaten the various fairies across the meta, including Carbink. And while Night Slash isn't super powerful, it's nothing to sneeze at coming from a Shadow Pokemon, but where Scizor falls short, Mandibuzz can often cover it exceptionally well, and the recent buff to Aerial Ace gives it even more flexibility in PvP. Rounding out the team is the defensive, poisonous Toxapex, who should do well if your opponent doesn't have any more ghost types for their team after dealing with your previous two Pokemon. Now I have yet to build a Mandibuzz myself, but this team may be the one I bite the bullet for this cup. But next, we have Frostlass, Golbat, and Greninja. However, this team is one that I'm not too sure about. It has a lot of firepower with 3 fairly offensive Pokemon, but I think it very much depends on how this cup's meta shapes up. I do expect Carbink to be present in this cup, but if it's not super common, this could make for an excellent team with its wide variety of coverage that demands shields from most Pokemon. However, if Carbink, Mawile, or Tapu Fini are all really big players in this cup, I think using this team could be more of a risk. So for now, take that information as you'd like. Moving on though, we have Mawile, Drapion, and Palossand for our third team. Mawile is capable of running different movesets in this cup, as we've gone over in previous guides. You've got Fire Fang, which offers some pretty oppressive fast move pressure, while Fairy Wind allows for more use of its charged moves. For this cup though, I would opt for Fairy Wind alongside Play Rough and Iron Head, so you can swiftly hit hard against matchups like Mandibuzz, Carbink, and Greninja. Then you've got Drapion, which makes for a pretty solid safe swap with some pretty strong moves that it can spam. Rounding out the roster though, we've got Palossand, which plays pretty similar to Drapion, just with different coverage. Now I'll say that this team is very charged move centric, with none of them doing that much damage with their fast moves, but if you're looking for some more fast move pressure, you can swap Palossand for either Runerigus or Alolan Marowak. But next up, we've got Wormadam's Trash form alongside Azumarill and Nidoqueen for the fourth team. Now this team is somewhat similar to the first, having a Bug Steel opener, a bulky safe swap, and a Poison Jabber for the closer. This team differs though, with Wormadam being more of a counter toward poison types than fairies. It does still do remarkably well against fairy types, but it also chunks down things like Golbat, Nidoqueen, and Swalot with more ease. As for the rest of the team, Azumarill offers a great safe swap against most of Wormadam's counters, while Nidoqueen has solid closing power that can work great in the late game. So this brings us to our final team on the list, but before we get into that, we want to know what teams you guys are thinking of running in this cup. Will you be trying one of these sample teams, or do you have another strategy you're going to use for the cup? Either way, be sure to let us know down in the comments. Also, if you have 1 or 2 Pokemon you want to use, let us know and we may recommend a third choice. For our final sample team though, it's Charjabug, Jellicent, and Runerigus. Now Charjabug is one of the bulkier bugs, and Volt Switch helps it throw out X-Scissor and Discharge a lot quicker than before. The electric moves will certainly be great for Pokemon like Mandibuzz and of course Jellicent, both of which I expect to be pretty common in this cup. Jellicent and Charjabug make for a pretty decent core too, and where they fail, Runerigus makes for a nice change of pace, being a great counter to Carbink, most of the Poison Jabbers, and several others. There are some that you may want to be wary of like Sableye, but overall, I think this team will have some great matchups in the cup. And if Jellicent or Runerigus don't feel great for you with this team, I think a water fairy type like Tapu Fini or Azumarill could also work here. But that is about going to do it for our Halloween Cup prep guide. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss our upcoming videos. We've got a lot in the pipeline, including new guides, Pokemon analyses, and more, so stay tuned. Until next time though, stay spooky, and best of luck in the Halloween Cup. Take care.